he's standing. I told him his son.
Yeah, maybe could hint it.
That guy's name is Aled, A-L-E-D. Yeah, he's taking the death of his mother very hard. And the apparently sort of broken and wretched state of his father afterward is a little disturbing. I mean, he may not quite recover.
But that's just weakness in the eyes of Morgoth.
Well,
what are they up to?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. We can stand for this.
Kill them.
No. Maybe some intrigue. Could I start spreading some intrigue?
Of course, nothing, of course, stops you from doing any of these things.
If I see this weakness in
ahead,
the leader, that shouldn't be that way. So probably amongst the other acolytes, I'll just start spreading some well-chosen words, I guess. I have 36 in intrigue. It's not my... And I fail miserably. But just
it's a marginal.
Marginal. Yeah.
Basically, you've been talking shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. It's not as though Aled wouldn't notice. Right.
No.
Not a critical failure.
No.
But people who would have reason to notice will notice.
Yeah.
You are hunting for Usnarl.
Yes.
And what do we think is the proper, if anything? I mean, I think I said a minute ago that I don't see a role.
No,
I think you actually are
I guess it depends on, because as I figure, he's a hunter. He sells his furs to the Clothier family and probably David. So I probably know him by association. I probably met him. That's the reasoning here. Oscar knows his face, sort of.
You would know people who know at the very least. Right.
Probably the Tanner first and then you.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. I might visit Mr. Tanner and then Mr. Osner, something like that. So I imagine I can find them.
But you're the one who arranged for the lodging as well, so you know the proper areas to go and
I know where to
inquire as well. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, all this makes sense. Talking to the Tanner, talking to the whoever it is who is lodging this person. It might even be Sophia.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Boring. So as I say, I don't see a role for you to find him. The question now is, however, let's see. We're going to. The question now is, what will you tell him? What do you want from him?
I want to buy his rabbits because it's meat and it's furs, both of things which are worth money.
Okay, I suspect that the rabbits have met their proper end
Damn,
quickly.
It was too late.
Yeah, I think
even the
that
furs.
probably you're dealing with Sophia here.
Damn.
She's got quite an eye for. I was just thinking. Yeah, I think that all of the value has been extracted from the situation, which is why he is, instead of being grudgingly given little sheds to go live in, that he actually is slurping soup in the main room of the inn. And
he's really gotten up in high society. This guy, maybe perhaps too high. We'll see. Well, plan B. Yes, I would ask Osnar if he does. I don't really know where he hunts, but I ask him, doesn't he hunt sort of towards Henwe, sort of the highlands?
Well, he goes up in there, but he's a little scared sometimes because the patrols from there. He'll sell that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's considered
because but I wonder if he might be so inclined to maybe his next hunting trip go towards that way. I might have a letter that I could be delivered to a certain being in Henwe, if he happens to have the way across that way.
Of course, sure. I don't know much about letters or anything.
You know, you don't have to know. You just have to deliver it to David, the merchant, who you have known since you have dealt with him before, probably.
I've heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's reasonably he's agreeable.
Of course, yes.
But he says, didn't the Lord say that I'm supposed to stay here? He wanted to talk to me or something like that?
I have not heard any such things. What I know is that David would be very thankful for this letter and he will pay you. He will, of course, reward you for the delivery. But it's very important that nobody else besides David reads this letter. It's for his eyes only, naturally. Look, it's sealed with his seal. Probably is. Probably has his seal.
I think so. Why don't you roll your rhetoric to see if the message is properly... that would
Definitely.
be a critical success.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The man is yours. He gets it, he'll do it.
Send him
Of course,
far
thank you.
away.
It's such an agreeable person.
Yeah.
He knows what's good for him. It's good. Dearest of all my friends, Osner. Well, you can get moving as soon as you finished your soup.
He looks a little regretful because he found himself in a fairly comfy situation compared to where he could be.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry.
But
David will make sure to
but a
reward
critical
you. Yeah.
success has done the job, and he reluctantly admits that having agreed to do it right away, that actually means
Right away. Now.
So, now, so he, with some reluctance, he goes. Okay. You have been trying to do some intrigue. You have done a little bit of organizing. You, my friend, need to do some healing.
Yes.
And anything else you can tell me.
Yeah, I'm supposed to look for Usman and to inform him to lead the way for the searchers too.
No, you're not, because I realized that you're supposed to be resting.
Right. Yeah.
So, I realized that I was not going the right direction with that, because they would not send you running around town.
Then no, I don't have anything to do other than rest
Okay.
and make sure the master does not trip us out of the bed too visibly.
Right. Let's see. So, healing. 1 healing roll per day. And then there's treatment, which will help. They're all concussions, right? No, there's 1 concussion and 1 slash.
There's
Positive pierce damage on thigh.
Right.
I have a pierce on the thigh and 2 blunts, and 1 is not treated.
Right. Okay, well, all of them are going to get treated, and they will, I believe you will roll 1 healing roll per day for each wound.
Okay.
Which we may not have been doing properly, I can't recall, but we're going to do it for each wound.
I think we did do
I
it.
think
Yeah,
we did
last
last
time,
time. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we usually don't have to worry about that until Artor came along.
Yeah,
It is now
I'm still hurt.
the poster child for, or you'll get one too.
Yeah.
So for let's see here. Okay. Oh. Okay. Plus 50%. Okay. So complicated. Whereas for the shallow cut or that puncture 45. Okay, it says plus for the skill of the healer, half the skill of the healer, if I'm reading this correctly. So therefore, we're talking about fairly high numbers. Go ahead for your right here. And then what about you see here it says, oh, that's why. Okay. Usually we're not dealing with these ridiculous endurance scores. So therefore the treatment plus half the physician's role or skill would put you into the high 80s or 90s. which is considered improvement.
Mm.
Unfortunately, you're there already. So why don't you just go ahead and we'll just roll your numbers.
What it was capped at 95 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
So
believe,
he's already.
and I believe I naturally reached 96 or something, so
Go ahead.
yeah, I just have the max already. 88.
Okay, you're good on that one.
It's for the
Just take them in order. Yeah.
yeah, abdomen. And then we don't have the healing rate for the thorax because I failed last time.
That's
Healing
right.
rate. So maybe we should do that first.
I'm looking. Yes, and that thorax one is also a bruise, correct?
Yes.
And so that's going to be NT well. Treatment result. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do is roll for that healing. For the roll that not the recovery, but the healing roll,
Yes.
which is going to be a 90 or less. 78. So it was marginal success, right?
Yes.
So for that is going to be an H6.
Same as others. Okay. Okay, but I succeeded on the abdomen with 80, so I knocked it down by 1.
Yes. Correct. Uh-huh.
So from 10 to 9.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, less injury.
Uh-huh. And then, well, don't do the bottom yet.
Yeah,
We're going through all of them, so.
I realized that after I already had released.
Let's do your poor bruised thorax now.
Yes. 13.
A marginal success. So sorry, that's not the point. The point is that
It was below 95.
right, let's see, marginal success. Yeah, reduced by 1.
Yeah.
It is handled as a,
That is a 9, I believe.
and then
Then for the pierced thigh. 71.
Okay, also, and that will reduce by 1.
Yes.
Okay, so it's very slow. I mean, the best you can do is reduce the injury points by 2, which is.
But don't you suppose? I don't
Am I
really
missing
understand these
something?
rules. I'm certainly missing something because I thought that you sort of improved the healing rate or the H5, H6, and so on.
Maybe
With him, maybe you do, but he's already maximum. So yeah,
Because it's the treatment table. I don't understand how to read it. Really, I think.
Well, first of all, the first strange part, because this is much more complicated than most of the mechanics in the game, says a D100 success roll is made against the EML listed, so that would be 50% for his concussions, and then you add half of the physician's skill.
Yeah.
And so then you look at the results, and that gives you the healing rate.
Yeah.
So, for example, if he did not get treatment, which is where we started, then he would have H5, which in his case is 80. And then that's where we go and check.
That's when you roll.
That's when we roll there.
That's the
so
real
it's the
EML.
treatment that, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the treatment. Well, not no, we're done with this. Then we go here for the healing table down at the bottom of the page, and that's what the true roll will do.
Yeah, there
The
you go.
first roll
Yes.
is for the
Yes.
rate.
Yeah, now I see. Yeah. All right.
And there's a variety of minor effects that are listed here on the previous page, but all of those have to do with worse wounds than he has.
Yeah.
So we
Because
don't
I
have to worry about all of the nuances of bleeding and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
was
that.
wondering when we got into the nasty sort of surgery and
Right.
stuff and so on. But doesn't
My
really
fatigue,
happen.
it's begun. But when
Yes,
I-
your fatigue is fine.
Yes.
Your fatigue is gone.
I mean, for a game that's so like infamous for being really bloody and really sort of easy to die, it hasn't affected us that sort of badly yet. I suppose it's what you
been
throw
a
at the
few-
players.
There's been a few lucky moments.
Yeah.
That's true. But I will also say that you've picked your battles quite carefully when you have drug-maddened opponents, and I am not a believer that the drugs would make them better at fighting.
No.
I don't think that makes any sense at all.
No.
So, therefore, they were ferocious, but not very
Reckless,
competent.
yeah.
Yeah, ferocious and
Yeah,
reckless,
yeah.
and that was about it. So,
Yeah, it's probably how you design sort of the encounters, and that
Yeah.
depends entirely because I think you can die really.
oh, I
quickly
think
if
so. No, if it goes badly for you, you get it right through your eye, and that's the end
Mm.
of you. So, but I will say that I have not yet felt as though play is a meat grinder.
No.
That actually has not been the case. It's been frighteningly logical, actually.
Yeah.
Although, sorry, I find all the minor injuries vastly amusing. So, okay, so therefore,
Could I,
yeah, I think you should get one healing check
Yep.
as well.
I didn't write the healing rate for my thorax, but I know I've succeeded once, and last time I don't think I succeeded. But it's just a bruise, I guess.
And well, for you, it has been H5 the whole time.
Yeah.
And what is your endurance?
It's 12, so
60,
Yeah.
right. And so let's do that.
And 15. So that's a critical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a major
2.
success.
Hooray! Yes. At last, you feel a little better. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Well, so far so good with our.
I've gone down from the discipline from around like 35 to 26. So far, so
Improvements.
yes,
Yeah.
it's been great. Most of that came from losing the fatigue, but
Right. Okay, so I think that you have actually got a speedy start on getting Usnarl off to go do that, which is a good thing.
Very nicely lead him to the door and sort of
Yeah.
tap him on the shoulder.
There you go.
Yeah, nice, good one. You got this.
Uh-huh. And they have found the remains of Petrain and of Durno, right? But
Yeah.
no, not
No,
Petrain. No, they
no,
found the
yeah.
remains of Durno.
Yeah.
yes,
To your knowledge, they had not yet
No.
visited the true Carnage site.
Yeah.
And another important aspect of you ritualizing the remains
Yes.
is that it is the forensics that would reveal anything like that there are other people there who finished the job and stuff like that are probably not evident.
the first place, but the second place.
No, the second place, that's my point.
But
But
I-
you ritualize, they'll know it's a Morgoth ritual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What
exactly.
they won't know is who killed who and why.
Okay. Yeah.
Because all the bodies have been moved
Yeah,
and
Yes,
everything
yeah,
is...
yeah.
But they should be able to
Confused.
tell that they've been sort of killed by a
Well,
maybe
I'm
not.
just,
I mean,
I'm just trying to
the
say
dagger
they're not
teeth,
really going to
yeah.
do Sherlock
No.
Holmes on these.
No,
you know, it's not.
true.
It's not. They're not
Yeah.
foreigners.
The train has his hand more or less missing, and
Yeah,
and
and the monster do stab them sort of. to
yeah,
death.
some
So-
obvious hoof stamps in the head. of
Right,
one.
And also, I do not consider Fergal to be the expert special forces assassin who could have. They could take one look at the wound and say, "Oh, that was done by an expert." No, I don't think that's probably going to be the case.
I have cookery 43.
Dagger.
I'm quite good with the long knife. So
Yeah, you actually did manage to
Yeah.
defend yourself pretty well there. for
yeah,
a
and stab
minute.
one
Yeah.
in the neck.
Mhm. Although it was a very disappointing damage. That would have been a much more. Yeah, I know. Can't have everything.
Nope.
It is what it is.
There are more necks.